right, John Terrizzo, are you up for sharing a bit as you're on your way? So I'll just intersperse some anecdotes in the middle, just a random Joelism. So as I'd mentioned, I'm of the professional era, the I'm married era, Joel's committed era, etc. But Joel and I had the whole comment about the road trip. So he and I had, that was rather spontaneous, I remember now, Alex and Chica. We just suddenly went, it's kind of like the wine comment, you know, the Burgundies are going off. It was a comment like that about Aspen. So Joel and I just scrambled and got in the car and headed to Aspen together. Worked out a place where we crashed at this guy's restaurant. The place was the guy was a chef where we stayed. And I didn't know this about Joel up until this point because it all been just outdoors bike rides, snowboarding, skiing, backcountry hiking stuff. When you split up and you may, go to Southern Sun. Next thing I know, though, we're talking about to the chef, and I'm asking questions. Joel's asking questions. We start looking at each other, and a bromance had started to form because it was one of cue the music. Oh, really? You like that too? So much so, Joel then made a point of saying have your drinks ready. That's awesome. You like meat too? Because Alex is vegetarian. I'm so psyched. I'm up here with you. We go eat some meat together. And he got all excited. So we arranged to go to the restaurant of this chef of whose place we were staying. By the way, this is from some weird California introduction I had. So we're both thinking, by the way, we're staying with the guy. He's a bro. We're totally going to be hooked up. He's like, yeah, I'll hook you up. Well, he hooked us up with a table in Aspen, high-end restaurant. Joel declined the table because we thought, well, let's just sit at the bar. So we sat at the bar, had some drinks, and then we're having this meal. And I have a wedding ring. Yet we had to remind the bartender so many times. He started giving an eyebrow, thinking we were making it up that we were spoken for it because we would get this meal. And I'm in it now because I'm kind of a foodie. So I'm eating the film, oh, Joel, you gotta try this. And he's going, you gotta try mine. So we're sharing food. And we had to keep, being yeah, so my wife Chica, telling stories. And then you kind of think, all right, you're over it. But then it's dessert time, and that's always in the men's world when you're just one-on-one meal with a guy. Right? You don't just openly, oh, I'd love some dessert. You don't do that. But Joel and I both did. We were both like, dessert, yeah! So we had dessert. But Joel then took it to the next level, which was, absinthe was on the menu. How many people have drank absinthe with Joel? Sure. Okay, so you know. So, they had absinthe on the menu. Now, classic Joel thing. I knew absinthe. I somewhat knew, and we were geeking out a little bit about how it's being reintroduced to the U.S. and all this. But Joel, of course, had to take it to a whole level and go to the bartender, who's already rolling his eyes at us. Can you get some granulated sugar, if it's cubes, preferable? Can you get some purified water, please? Ice water, though. Have a lot of ice on it, and Joel's just... And then and some spoons. The guy brings out spoons, and Joel's like, can you get smaller spoons? These are too big. Next thing I know, I'm at this damn bar in Aspen, and Joel is showing me how... And he's like, well, the way it's proper, they bring these things out with ice water, and you turn it, and it drips the ice water, because it has to go through the sugar just right to land with the ice water right into the absinthe, and then you start seeing the green ghost. But they don't have it, so this is the part of the picture. We're sitting there like this, because Joel is emphasizing it has to be slow. So we have these little kid tea parties sitting here trying to balance an ice cube dripping into it with sugar and letting it drip. I kid you not, it had to have been 15 minutes. And then the green ghost started going, and Joel's sitting there. You can picture the expression. Seeing that? That's what I'm talking about. Also, the green ghost. So that opened my eyes, and yeah, I'll leave it at that. John, you're up.
There's not much I can really say, but most of you people don't know, but I'll give it a shot. I first met Joel around 2000 through a group of friends in Martin Acres area. Brian Lord, who's here tonight, was a neighbor of Joel, and that's kind of how we got introduced. Made friends right away, started skiing. Most of my relationship with Joel is really backcountry skiing adventures, skiing. You know, I know Alex really well, but with our busy lives, that was kind of most of the experiences we had. But you know, we talked about a lot of stuff, and I really got to know Joel pretty well, and you know, shared a lot of experiences. And you know, I saw him transition from the kinesiology field to his professional field, and you know, that was to me pretty natural. It seemed like a real seamless transition. I mean, pretty unrelated to me, but you know, Joel jumped right into it and really thrived in his professions. And you know, I was always impressed how he was able to balance all of that, his professional life and his personal life, and that, you know, really admired that about Joel. You know, he had a passion for everything he did, and pretty well-rounded guy, and I aspire to that. So yeah, it's just, you know, really impressive what he's done. Several months sometimes would go by, and I wouldn't even communicate with him, but I knew first phone call or email he'd be fired up to go out in the backcountry and then, you know, have fun. So I could always count on him for that, and I always knew he was a good buddy, that it was always there. Last time together was about 3 weeks ago, and on the way to the rendezvous point in the morning, I ran out of gas, and Joel and a buddy of mine, you know, just swung by, picked me up, and we went off to our destination. Last memory of him was at the top of this steep descent looking down, and just like Joel said, "Hey man, Terizo, seen you skiing way steeper stuff than that," and I knew he was probably pretty much lying. I don't think he really had, but he kind of saw how dripped I was, and just kind of gave me a pat on the back, and you know, we skied, and at the end of the day, he invited me to a salsa tasting party with he and Alex because he knew my family was away, and you know, that was just kind of the guy he was, and just gonna miss him, and you know, his spirit, and I hope we can keep some of his traditions, Indy Pass and Rogers Pass, and keep that stuff alive so we can you know, have him with us, and I think he will be with us on those trips. And you know, cheers to Joel, and I'm gonna miss him. Cheers.